everyone, I finally got a bit of the courage to make this video right here, which is why I quit drinking alcohol, and it's also a little celebration of me making it to 4 months free of alcohol. So I decided to quit drinking 4 months ago, and for me, there was my own personal reasons on why I personally decided to say goodbye to drinking alcohol. Well, let's take you back to a little bit of the beginning. For me, I started drinking when I was 15 years old. In a field is where myself and 4 of my friends, we thought we were super cool. And we had our first sip of alcohol. And now this is the funny thing, a little before that, some of the girls had started to drink in high school, and myself, I was always a little too scared to just go for it. I don't know what it was. I guess there was some sort of intuition blocking me from wanting to start drinking, which is an interesting fact to my story. So back to drinking in that field when I was in grade 10, so yeah, around 15 years old, it was the 5 of us sharing a Mickey of Smirnoff, this is what you remember, vodka, and it was raspberry flavored. I took a couple sips, and boom, it hit me. And it sure did hit me for my very first time drinking alcohol. Wow, it was just that feeling of being A, super cool, B, feeling cool. What's this feeling I'm experiencing? Whoa. Now, that was the beginning of my journey. So yes, you're in high school, and I guess technically that was underage drinking, and this is what happens. Teenagers are curious and they want it to be cool in high school, just like I wanted to be. And so then that's where it starts. And yes, I became the party girl. My personality has always been the talkative, social type, and absolutely nothing has changed there. But I feel like with me and the connection to alcohol, I just really used it to be the cool party girl. Starting at 15, partied literally every weekend up until the age of 22 is actually when I met my husband, and I started slowing down a bit when I was 22 for a little bit, and then it picked up again for an additional 6 years. And here I am today. So I knew that I wanted to be at my healthiest. And if you're watching this, stop and realize there is absolutely no judgment from me whatsoever if you choose to drink. It's just I'm making this video to be able to help those who are scared, who are curious, who are wanting the change. I'm just hoping that this video right here helps you sort of get a better idea of what it's like to be 4 months free of alcohol on this journey. So my mom, back to the whole story of this, my mom never drank alcohol. And growing up, and I always knew that, and she was kind of, sort of made fun of for it at times, like, you're not cool, how could you come out with us, and stuff like that. Oh, you're gonna babysit us, I guess, and be our DD. Those were some of the comments I heard growing up about her. The reason she never drank is because she literally, just like myself, I'm her daughter for sure, we also look really alike, so anyways, she never liked the taste of alcohol, and then I realized right from the beginning, I never liked the taste of alcohol. And don't get me wrong, I understand it's a poisonous, disgusting, gross taste, so many of you may not like the taste of it or enjoy it. But for me, I had to just have an entire 2 liter, yes, an entire 2 liter of pop to be able to take a couple of drinks. So that was a sign to me. And speaking of my mom, then I'll link it to my dad. My dad was definitely, hate this word, but still is to this day, an alcoholic. And there's many reasons why people turn to drinking, and it turns into alcoholism. Again, no judgment at all, because how could I possibly judge? I am here to help, and that is purely it. He had his own reasons. He also dabbled into the life of drugs and other things. Won't go there in this video for sure. But these are the ways that I dug deeper into my own personal life. My parents did divorce when I was 5 years old, so I had trauma. And I also had anxiety. Now I figured turning to that bottle or cans like Hey Y'alls and all that kind of, those kinds of drinks, and wine, these are the progressions, would actually make me feel better. Turns out I personally realized what my goals in life were, and I realized when I was drinking on the weekends and needed an excuse to drink and thought it was just absolutely normal, just normal. There was no, I thought that alcohol was making me feel better. I'm already a social person. I do not need a sip or a drop of alcohol. And actually, me drinking alcohol was acting as a depressant. It's the truth. It was. I would get very, very sick after binge drinking, and that's exactly what a party girl like myself, former party girl, was like, is just, I'm starting the pre-drinking. That's normal. I'm not going to stop because I don't know my limits, binge drinker. I'll take shots to fit in, binge drinker. I'll basically just want to keep the party going, binge drinker. I've put myself in dangerous situations, dangerous as in not knowing where I am. Like, I wasn't really much of a blackout person, but I would say stupid things. I would, of course I would. This is what being drunk is all about, right? You say things that you don't mean to say. But guess what? I'm a human, and I had to personally experience all of this, dig deeper to know what I wanted and want out of life. I want to be at my absolute healthiest. I love working out. So now I've been working out nonstop for these months. I've been super productive. My skin has majorly cleared up. Do not judge this one zit, because that is from having a little bit of lactose. So anyways, I used to get, when I was drinking, I would get dry skin around my top lip. I would be in denial of, oh, I'm not sensitive to alcohol. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? People would sort of mention, like, just as facts, right? Like, oh, you get headaches, you get dehydration, you tend to want greasy food. And I'm like, all of a sudden I stop and I'm just thinking, whoa, I always want a greasy burger in the mornings. I've had several headaches. I got the spins. And I couldn't enjoy these beautiful vacations my husband and I went on just because the only thing I could focus on was being in the bar, being at happy hour. And I figured, you know, he's actually wasn't ever even a big drinker to begin with. And then I started to realize, who's this party all about? Me. And I look around the room. Why is that person able just to have a glass of wine and put it down? Well, it's these tendencies, these habits we get into. And admitting you're an alcoholic, admitting you're turning down to the path of becoming and being an alcoholic, it's hard. It's extremely, extremely hard to even admit. And there's a stigma attached to it. And this whole time, even now in this video, I've been a binge drinker. But I do want to make it very, very clear that I never, ever hit alcohol. I never drank all alone by myself in my room or anything like that, and ever drank and drove. I never did these sorts of things that could cause one to go into detox or possibly even AA meetings, which is amazing for you. If you are someone that does AA meetings, I fully 100% cheer you on, because that's where I'm getting to next in this video. But based on these things, I fully believe that yes, alcoholism runs in my family. I could very well have turned into an alcoholic, which is me relying on alcohol, not knowing my limits. I fully admit that. But I was, maybe you'll relate more to this, right? You could be one or the other. I was definitely not a closet drinker. I was a party girl, wild, sort of binge drinker. When I looked more into drinking and alcoholism and all of that, I really researched that and learned that for myself. So the way I've done this is to fully quit drinking is just made up my mind. What do I want in life? Do I see myself drinking in 10, 20 years? I guess there is obviously the possibility of that, but at the same time, I like to be truthful with myself and with my husband as well too. We're on just this different sort of path in life from anyone else our age. We have really, really big goals and we make them come true. And so I'd say no, most likely, but you literally never know. I've found ways to drink sparkling apple juice and put it in a fancy champagne cup. I have found ways to drink grape juice in my, kept all my wine glasses, because that doesn't affect me. Staring at a bottle of wine when we're out at a hotel or a party does not affect me. It's a personal thing again, right? You might be watching this completely different, feeling like maybe if you decided that you wanted to go ahead with trying this whole sober curious sort of journey, you might be a person that would be triggered at first to even be in a bar setting or a pub setting with your friends or family or anything. So really, really seriously give this some thought. I, again, found my own ways to still have mocktails. People won't even know you're not drinking. You can get a 7-Up or a Coke, splash some grenadine in it, right? And then put your lime on top or put something. You'd be surprised how amazing bartenders are if you're out and about and you have to go to something and maybe you want to be going to something, maybe you do want to still dance. You could easily fool the crowd and no one, I'm sure no one would even come up to you and ask you, like, are you drinking or are you not? I mean, there's obviously slim chances of that, but you have to be strong if this is something that you want, and you have to realize in your heart that not drinking is just, there's, the stigma is just kind of like a band-aid, sort of actually peeling off in this generation, maybe with millennials, maybe because of social media and YouTube and everything. People are giving it a shot, and maybe your goal in the end is absolutely, if you're drinking 5 times a week, maybe you just want to drink once or twice a week. Amazing, an incredible place to start. Then maybe if you're that type of person that just comes home from work and has a beer, maybe you want to be able to just have it on your weekends. Again, all for people who drink and want to be responsible with it and have a good time. Please carry on for sure. I do think that it's something you might just want to consider, to just lessen your drinking. See if you really can go out for a night and not drink and see what it's like. Who knows? You could be where I am at right now, 4 months, absolutely alcohol free, feeling amazing, super productive, very, very happy. Amazing, incredible, positive things. I will note that you do crave sugar because that's what your body's been used to, and the alcohol is the sugars. I definitely crave sugar, but that will go away after the few-month hump of things. Also, I have masked my feelings with alcohol for like way too long, and now what I've been experiencing is really, really full on dealing with my emotions. and that is not easy. So I like to be honest and truthful with you. It's weird. It's definitely weird to be, maybe at a gathering and having the deeper conversations, which is definitely a thing. Having deeper conversations with people, but where was I going? You feel a little weird, for sure, dealing with your emotions. But you have to look at the bigger picture, right? They say it takes 21 days to build a habit. And I am not Little Miss Perfect. I got here with struggles. I decided a year ago that I wanted to stop drinking. And I even posted a status about it. Whatever, I don't care that happened. I said, you guys, I was getting married. I don't want to drink. Please don't anyone push me to have alcohol. And at my own wedding, that was the complete opposite. I clearly was not ready to stop drinking. I was just SHIT face all night, but I had a wonderful time. I truly did at my wedding, but I probably did this about 5 different times, knowing in my heart it's what I wanted. All this time, all of these years, I did not want to be throwing up the next day, feeling like crap with hangovers and all of that. I wanted to be super fit. I wanted to be a great future mom and everything like that. So, wrangling myself back in, don't really know where I went on that one. I apologize. It is kind of hard to, I know I want to make this video on the spot, talking about everything in the open, sort of raw and unfiltered. So anyways, huge benefits once you get past that point to living the alcohol-free life. And to wrap this up, I am definitely 100% here to answer any more questions you may have regarding quitting alcohol, lessening alcohol drinking or use or whatever. And I'm the type that's really supportive. I've just found so many positives in fully letting go, giving up alcohol. And I know, looking right at you, that you can for sure do this. If you're counting days, that is something that I definitely do. I keep track of how many days. It's my own thing. It's my own way of getting through, is tracking some days. And when you get to 3 days, 10 days, that might not seem like very much. And I want to say, trust me, you can push past it, and then the days at some point, they'll fly by. So I can assure you I will be making update videos on my alcohol-free journey. Remember that myself fully included, no one is perfect. So don't ever be afraid if it's something that you start and you take a break from, and then maybe down the road you realize, that this isn't for you, and so be it. I'm proud of you for being alcohol-free for 1 day. Let's just say that. So you're amazing. Don't forget that. Please subscribe if you have not yet done that, right up top, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.